Hey guys, it's Stephen here back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at some of the transfer rumours that are flying around at the moment. I'm very cynical towards some of them, but let's have a chat about them anyway because it's fun. I also want to say thank you to The Athletic for partnering with my channel, which is an absolute huge lifeline at the moment. So thank you everyone watching these videos as well. You're all absolute heroes. But The Athletic is absolutely fantastic. It's the new home of football writing with the best coverage of Manchester City that you'll find anywhere online and the Premier League in general. It's got loads of great writers, including our very own Sam Reed, the Manchester City reporter. Go and watch the video I did yesterday with Sam where we talked about absolutely loads of things. And it also has the likes of David Ornstein, Michael Cox, and many, many more. You can get it now 50% off using www.theathletic.co.uk/esteemed company and get a 7-day free trial, which is a pretty good offer in my humble opinion, with loads of great football content. It'll keep you ticking over, put it that way. And they've got great articles like this one here about how the world of football transfers has been turned on its head. And it's fascinating to read, from going to the very top of the kind of the transfer market. A lot of clubs are now scouring down in the basement and looking for old footage of like Slovakian teams and all that kind of stuff, trying to find some bargains. It's going to change football loads. Go and check it all out by clicking the link in the description below. But today I also want to say very, very quick thank you as well to Lewis Brewer. Lewis, you're an absolute hero. Lewis is my latest patron, and Lewis, so much, Lewis. Honestly, I can't quite put into words how much it means to me right now because I'm struggling. So thank you very, very much. But today we're going to talk about transfer rumours. Patreon.com/Esteemed Company, by the way, if you want to get involved. I'm going to run through a few names that have popped up in the past 24 hours. So, Fabien Ruiz, the Napoli midfielder, apparently his agent has revealed that he's been receiving some big offers from some big clubs, the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid, and interestingly, Manchester City. Now, this isn't the first time we've been linked to the Spanish midfielder because he's very much the kind of Manchester City player that you'd expect us to be linked to. He's a very cultured, very intelligent, versatile midfielder. He can play in a bunch of positions, be it defensive midfielder or a bit further forward, and he just seems the kind of guy that would fit into our squad perfectly. He's known for being able to pass the ball and dictate play really well, and a lot of people said he's very David Silva-esque in the way he plays. Have you seen much of him? Let us know in the comments below. Personally, I think we will be linked to a midfielder or two. I don't want it to happen, given the fact that Phil Foden surely should be the one to step in when we eventually get going in football again. But it only seems inevitable that while the likes of David Silva leave, we will be linked to some very good midfielders. And Fabien Ruiz, he's the kind of person that we'll be linked to. There'll be people like him and Tonali maybe that will get linked to. I do like Ruiz, what I've said of him. He seems really good, and obviously he understands how we play, given that Napoli have a history of playing that way as well. And he would kind of fit in here. That left-sided as well, he's got left foot, so he would fit over on the left if you wanted him to play in that kind of number 8 role, though he can play deeper than that, of course. Good player, very good player. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised if we keep being linked to him until he eventually, inevitably, moves to Barcelona or Real Madrid. Next one we were linked to today, which genuinely made me guffaw out loud, Adama Traore, not because of the link, but because of the alleged money, 100 million euros according to the transfer market. I'm sorry. No, we're not going to spend 100 million euros on Adama Traore, especially not now. And the idea that City will spend 100 million on a player anytime soon, by the way, is probably fanciful. You've got to bear in mind that we're now approaching an era where clubs are going to feel very embarrassed about spending a lot of money, and also because they probably can't afford it, but especially because we're coming out there, hopefully on the other side of the pandemic. Hopefully we'll come out of it, and clubs will be aware of all the actions they've took to cut costs and stuff like that. And even if they want to, and even if they can find a way to afford it, I don't think the game's going to be the same. I think these massive transfers are going to be cut an awful lot. I think the bubble will have well and truly burst, and football transfers will drop off a cliff for at least a couple of years. Honestly, I believe it's inevitable because you can't underestimate how much of a financial hit these clubs are going to take. I don't feel sorry for them, of course, but yeah, it's going to affect things quite a lot. So we can't really expect any transfers of that magnitude anytime soon. In terms of the player, Adama Traore is good, but he's nowhere near that kind of amount of money. I like him. He's a good, fun player. I'm not sure how good Adama Traore would be against a low block that Manchester City have to come up every single week. He's the kind of guy with space to run into. And I'm sorry, but when you're playing for Manchester City, you don't have that space to run into. I'm sure he'd be useful every now and then, but not for 100 million. We need someone, in my opinion, with a lot more intelligence, where Traore is great fun and good, but he's a battering ram. And a battering ram doesn't tend to help in these kind of situations, in my humble opinion. I do expect we'll be carrying on being linked to wingers, though. But for me, Traore, especially for that money. That's just not going to happen. Gabriel Jesus is a bit of an update there. According to Fabrizio Romano, Guardiola has no intention of selling Gabriel Jesus to Juventus. I mean, I think that was kind of common sense, really, unless Guardiola was going to go there himself and then kind of get him later on. But no, seriously, I can't really see him wanting to leave. This came after the reports the other day from Sky Sports said that Juventus apparently offered Douglas Costa in a part exchange for Gabriel Jesus, which would have made sense either. Douglas Costa, 29. Nah, I'm sorry, we wouldn't get rid of a young attacker with his best years ahead of him for an older one, in my humble opinion, especially given the fact that he'd be a winger and we'd probably need a striker. And Gabriel Jesus is 23 now, by the way. Happy birthday to Gabriel Jesus yesterday, if he's watching this video somehow. But Gabriel Jesus isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and rightfully so. He's a very good player, and he's a Manchester City's player, and he will be for some time. I'm expecting rumours like this to keep popping up while he's still behind Aguero, but I think, to be honest, if football hadn't been cancelled, we might have been seeing Gabriel Jesus start to maybe put down some roots of getting ahead of Aguero, because he's looking good at the moment. Well, he was looking good anyway. And also, you got to bear in mind, this has no credibility because Aguero isn't that far off going as well in general. We're not going to get rid of two strikers, are we, in a couple of years? We need one of them to hang around. Then the other rumour today is we've been linked to a shitload of Inter Milan players. I've lost the source where this came from, but obviously the Lautaro Martinez reports keep coming and they're really exciting. I mean, the idea of him going to Manchester City would be great. I can't really see it. I think it will be Barcelona that he goes to when he inevitably moves. But I would take it. Also, Milan Skriniar has, of course, been linked as well. He's the kind of player that Manchester City definitely will be interested. According to several sources, Guardiola is very keen on the guy because he thinks he could sit alongside Laporte really, really well. And there's a new name as well for this list, Bastoni, Alessandro Bastoni. If you don't know who he is, that's probably understandable. He's only a pup, he's only young, he's only just got into Inter Milan's team recently. He's only 20 years old. He's actually keeping Diego Godin out of the team, which is quite impressive, really, given his years of experience, though he is getting on a little bit, admittedly. But Bastoni's just kind of got into the team, and he's started to impress people. Of course, he is still a bit wet behind the ears, and he's still got a lot to improve. But this lad, despite being raw, from what I've read up on him, and I've seen bits of him online, and honestly, I can't pretend to be an expert, but I've read a few kind of tactical analysis of him and watched a few clips, and he's tall. You know, he's got a good height to him. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He seems to be pretty strong. He reminds me an awful lot of Laporte, if I'm being honest. He's also left-footed as well. He has that very similar ability to kind of split the lines that Laporte does. So I think Guardiola would genuinely admire that. He's pretty aggressive as well. He seems to be a very front-footed defender. I kind of like front-footed defenders as well. That's kind of crucial to how Manchester City defend. If you think about how our players defend, some do better than others, admittedly, but largely they're very front-footed. You think of Kompany always trying to nip ahead of the defender when he was here. Otamendi tries it, he kind of often gets it wrong, but that is our goal, to win the ball back in positions and start. And players that naturally can do that is good. And Bastoni apparently is very intelligent. Positionally, he's very, very aware. And he can pass, which is good. If you're aggressive, you're tall, and you can pass, you've got a chance to be a defender for Manchester City. Now, I don't know how good he is in terms of pace. For some people, I've read contradictory reports. He looks okay paced. He doesn't look the fastest, but he looks like he reads the game pretty well. And I'm sure that someone like Bastoni would be a lot cheaper than maybe Skriniar, because, you know, he's just kind of He's just arrived, I guess, really. I do like the idea of signing some players that are just at the start of their career, as opposed to the ones that are a little bit more established, because they get to become our own, if you know what I mean, a little bit more. Even though Bastoni wouldn't be cheap, it's an interesting one. But that's just some of the rumours going around. I'm sure they'll carry on. There'll continue to be absolutely loads of rumours during this time. I don't think the transfer market is currently active, but I still think obviously clubs will have plans for when the clubs come out of the the lockdown, I guess. So they will be thinking about future plans, and I'm sure some of these players are on the list. Guys, go and watch the video I did yesterday as well with Sam Lee. It was really good to chat to Sam. He's back reporting. He's been off for a month on maternity leave. He's had a little babber, bless him, and it was lovely to chat to him yesterday. There'll be a link on screen now. Thank you to all these guys here, my Patreons on. Seriously, guys, I love you absolutely loads at the moment. Patreon.com/Esteemed Company if you want to help support this channel a little bit. I definitely need it at the moment. This is about to go, the Athletic stuff, and after that, I'm screwed. But theathletic.co.uk/Esteemed Company for 50% off your 7-day free trial as well. It's fantastic. Loads of great articles there about the club that we love. For now, though, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't know what I'm doing here. In a bit.